Hi, everyone. We are here today with Emily Lambert, and I'm so excited to have her to interview today. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm just so honored to be here. I remember being in that season of having young kids and hearing other moms' stories and just being so encouraged. So I'm honored to get to be one of those moms and be here today.
Yeah, me too. I'm
Yes.
excited about it.
Yes.
Let's just begin for a bit by you sharing a little bit about yourself, your family, at Substance, that kind of thing.
Yes. So I have 3 daughters. I've lived the majority of my life in Colorado. I'm a true blue, crunchy Colorado mom. So my kids drink kombucha. It's one of their favorite drinks. We hike way too far. And they all, just the other day, I was having to have a debate with them on why we use natural deodorant instead of the other deodorant and why I think that works for us. So we have a lot of fun with them making fun of me for being their crunchy mom. A year after I gave my life to the Lord, I went into the missions field, and that's where I met my husband, and we're celebrating 20 years of knowing each other this year. We have 3 daughters. They're 10 through almost 16 years old, so we're in the driving season of life, which is crazy.
Wow.
And we just love Substance. So we help out on the greeting team, and then I'm helping with a lot of the educational initiatives through the church.
I love it. I just have to tell you that anytime we ask our kids, where do you want to live someday? You know where they say?
Colorado.
I don't know if anybody
It
else
is
experiences
beautiful.
that, but
Yes.
yeah, I think we've taken them there one too many times.
Yes, yeah.
Well, today our topic is how to be anchored in God's grace. And so can you just start off by sharing, like, what influences us as moms in our lives? Like, what are the influences that we have?
Yes, I feel like we have so many influences as moms today. So, from how our parents and our moms mommed us to mentors in our lives and leaders in our lives, and then you add the internet to it. So, we have influencers, we have social media, we have different parenting types, and all of this information that's telling us this is how you parent, this is what's going to work, this is how you're going to help your children thrive. And even just a decade later from when my kids were young, I am always astonished helping moms with how many influences there are for us in our parenting today. It's just astonishing.
Yeah,
Yes.
I feel that too. I
Yeah.
feel so many influences. What does that look like for you specifically in your family?
So on a positive note, I have to give a shout out to my mom. She was just such a good influence on me as like a very gentle, kind, caring mom who has just always put us first, which I really appreciate. I've always had a couple moms who are a season ahead of me in parenting who I look to and really try to mimic the things that I saw them doing that I really honored and want to carry into my parenting. I would say I had this added pressure of social media was not quite as influential at that point, but this added pressure of having a whole degree on child psychology and thinking, oh, this is who I need to be. I'm going to be a professional mom, right? Like I have helped hundreds of people raise their kids and I know how their brains work and what's best practices. So this is it. This is my like thing. I know how to do this. So
You are confident.
that was a huge influence on me. Yes. Yes.
Wow. Okay, so you were trained in lots of ways.
Yes.
And you felt like, okay, I can do this mom thing.
Yes.
Like it sounds like you were going in there pretty confident.
Yes. Incredibly confident.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which, I mean, that's a good place to be. It's
Yes.
good that, like, we're confident and we know, but I think we have a lot of these perceived notions, right? That we
Definitely.
think it's going to look a certain way.
Yes.
And then what happens when it doesn't?
Yes.
Because that happens sometimes. And I've found myself putting pressure on myself because it's like I have these ideals, but then it's not always turning out the way that I had expected.
Yes.
Can I vulnerably ask, did you ever feel failure or struggle or challenge with what you had gone into confidently and then you're like, and here I am?
Yes, and I to be honest, I still feel that today.
Yeah.
I have days where I just get done with my day and I'm like, oh, I just failed as a mom today.
Oh.
Yes, so there's definitely those times, but I have learned that it's okay to be learning and to always be on that path of learning, and just that I need to just daily be anchored in God's grace for me and for my kids and to be walking in that.
Yeah. Can you dive in a little bit deeper on what then it looks like to actually be anchored in God's grace? Like, how does he anchor you in parenting?
Yes. When my kids were 5 and under, I was at a mom's group, and our friend shared Isaiah 40:11, and I just love to share that with you guys because I really feel like that shows us being anchored in his grace. It says, he tends his flock like a shepherd. He gathers the lambs in his arms, and he carries them close to his heart. He gently leads those who have the young. And to me, that scripture just shows the grace of God and what he has for us, and that grace in our parenting seasons, that it's okay to slow down, and it almost gives us permission to be able to say no to not overcommitting ourselves in times of parenting. I feel like grace to say no came to me like I learned that's okay. I can accept people's grace when I say no, I can't do that, and they can have grace for me. And then I could also like say, okay, God, I'm not in control. He is so much more invested in the control of our families and our kids, and helping to raise them into the identity that he has for them.
I feel like this is really a word for us because we are a culture that says, oh, it's good to be busy. It's good. You should say yes to all the things. And I mean, everywhere. There's so many opportunities to be a part of this and that. So
Yes.
can you dive in a little bit deeper into this like grace to not overcommit and still feel like I'm not hiding from assignments that God might have for me in my life?
Yeah. I've had seasons of really having to focus on my family. So being able to say no to social things and really trust these friends who God has to walk on this journey with me. They're walking on this journey whether we go to the park today or we don't go to the park today. It's okay to not go out today. But also as a career person and a mom, I've had to have seasons of moving on from leadership in my life. And these moments of just saying, okay, my family needs us to have a gentler season right now. And we need to just be able to rest in God and have those moments of being a family and being with him. And man, that rocked my identity because I was like, oh, I'm a leader. I teach people how to parent. Like, these are things that I do. And, okay, God, now I feel like you're taking that identity away from me. I've learned when I feel like I'm failing, whether that's in my parenting, in my career, it's usually like God giving me that sign of, well, too much of your identity and your worth is in this right now, and you need to step back and find your identity and your worth in me again. So that's really been a way that being able to say no has given me permission to give that energy into my family and my parenting, and remembering God's worth and his grace for me through that time. Yeah.
I think whenever we can bring it back to identity and God just reminds us, wait a minute, who you are is a daughter of mine. Done.
Yes.
Like when we can really boil it down to that and recognize, wait, it's not in all the other things that I say yes to or I do.
Yes.
Like, and I know this is like normal. Yeah, we understand that. But to actually like live it out is a big deal and is really doing internal work. So understanding that grace that God really does have for us.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like parenting is such a pruning time. It's such a humbling time.
Yes.
Have you had some humbling experiences or know what that's like?
And especially having teenagers now is very humbling, and especially because they have more of a voice now to be able to say, hey, Mom, I don't like it when you do this or that.
That's real.
And yeah, it's
That's
so
real.
real. I feel like just that humility to be able to say to your kids and your family, hey, we're going down a path right now. We don't have God's joy. Like, there's stuff happening in our home that we're just not feeling his joy and his presence, and the culture of our home isn't where we want it to be. Let's just shift our path now. And that's okay to do. I'm a really type A person, and I have had nights where I go to bed and I am like, oh, I just killed all the joy in my house today because I wanted the kitchen to be clean, or I felt like the schedule was more important than stewarding my kid's heart and giving myself permission to let the house be dirty, or to just say, yes, that needs to be done, but my kid wants to play pickleball. Let's go play pickleball. That's more important. And so really that humility, like, hey, it's okay. I made a mistake. I can say sorry to my kids. We can wake up. We can have God's joy in the morning again. And those moments where we get to walk in that humility and pruning, it really shows our kids God's grace that he has for us and that he has for them. And that's what we want to walk in as parents and of children of God. So, yeah.
I love that you said stewarding. You know, we're stewarding our children. Stewarding the time that we have with them is so important.
Yes.
And especially those of us who are like super task people and task oriented, to just recognize that task is important, but we need to make sure that we're stewarding their lives. And really, truly, God's grace covers it all. Like, and you know, I had this great revelation the other day. I'm like, oh, guess what? Like, my tasks are never going to get done.
Yes.
Like, I feel like if I can just, and then like fill in the blank, it's like, no, actually, they never get done.
Yes.
And what's more important? And so how do I do that?
How do we balance that?
Right. Lord, give me grace.
Yes.
Like, thank you
Yes.
for the grace. So, well, I'm just so thankful for you bringing this up to light and this topic of grace and just being anchored in that, because I really do think that when we can focus and acknowledge that God's grace is covering us, that does anchor us, wouldn't you say?
Yes, it definitely anchors us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
he's so good to be anchored into.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys for being with us, and we hope and pray that your discussion time today will be rich and fruitful. Take care.